Hello, guys. Welcome to TekTox. I'm DJ Koss, and as you can see, I'm over on the far right. I've not got my camera on today. I'm not feeling too good. On the left-hand side of the screen, we have the one and only Apocalyptic.
Hello.
And right in the center, do you want to do it like that, or do you want to? Do you want me to continue?
Which way around? I'm trying to figure out which way around it is. That way?
No,
that way.
no,
that
no,
way.
no,
that way.
No, it's not that way. It's not that way. It's the other way. There we go. You got it.
We have Redneck Alcatraz.
You might want to move your mic, by the way, because you cut out a couple of times just then.
Whose mic's got?
We have Redneck Alcatraz.
Jesus Christ! We don't need you to eat the microphone.
Eat the mic. Eat the mic. Eat the mic.
It.
Okay. Do it now. It's all your fault.
See, Redneck knows which way to go.
Only because I tested it on stream.
And then in the middle of the screen, we have the one and only Redneck Alcatraz, who unfortunately wasn't with us last week due to some personal things, but we're glad to have him back.
I was out sick, and it was not fun.
He was out sick. So, first off, before we do this, because me and Jordan decided we were going to do it last week, and we actually enjoyed that part, okay? Let's get the niceties out of the way. How are we doing? What have you been up to this week? Any fun new things that you've tried or anything?
No.
Redneck's looking deep in thought there, like, aside from being sick, not really.
No. Not being in pain is a big plus. I highly recommend not being in pain, yeah. Ooh, not being sick is also a good thing.
Yes.
Aside from the obvious health stuff of take care of yourself, don't let yourself get in a bad way, that's mostly what the last week or two for me has been of recovering from health issues.
That's always fun.
Your health comes first. When it goes bad, you're in deep trouble. So do everything you can to make sure you don't get in a bad way with your health.
Yeah.
Austin!
Hey, what are you talking about? I'm totally not here while I've got problems with all aspects of my body. I don't fucking know. Hey, look, if I don't force myself to do shit, I ain't never gonna do shit. Also, nice flashbang there, John.
Thanks.
But yeah, so
it's a bright white screen.
So this week we're talking about game subscription services. Some of you that are listening on the Spotifys, on the YouTubes or whatever, some people may be thinking, what is a game subscription service? Do either of you two want to field that question, or would you rather me field it?
Well, I'll throw out what I think it is, and you can tell me if I'm getting this right or if I'm way off base. I believe game subscription services isn't that essentially just a subscription service you pay and you get access to a bunch of games, kind of like how Xbox has, or Origin has, I believe, with what do they call it? EA Access or something like that?
Yeah, it's now called EA Play, but yeah, you're on the right lines. Yeah, that's exactly it.
I think they changed the name for it again.
Yeah, they've changed it to EA Play now because they're trying to drop the whole Origin name because there is some bad shit apparently to do with that name, even though it's like, what are you talking about? EA is the worst name.
EA is worse.
EA Games,
but their launcher is still called Origin, so
yeah, it's weird. But yeah, you're effectively on the right. Well, I say effectively on the right track. You're on the right line there. It is exactly what you said. It's a subscription service for many gaming platforms: Xbox, PlayStation. There's even we'll cover like Stadia and GeForce Now as well, because those are good subscription services that some people may subscribe to as well. There's many other ones as well. Ubisoft Plus is another one, as Redneck said. Origin Access, as it used to be called, or EA Play, as it's now called now.
You could technically count like Twitch/Amazon Prime as one, because you do get games and game content through it.
Yeah, Amazon Prime.
Technically,
you do get some stuff.
Technically, by definition, no, we can't class it because it's a service you're specifically subscribing through a great game service.
Specific just for that?
Yeah,
okay.
because obviously the thing is with Amazon Prime, you're subscribing really for Amazon Prime, but you get the added
And that's
bonus
just
of
one of the
having Prime
services you
Gaming,
get.
which is bundles of free stuff, and it's not necessarily people are subscribing to Prime Gaming for the free games.
Makes sense.
I use it more for the Twitch than the Amazon. But,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it does make sense.
Honestly, I'm on both. I use it for both.
First off, let's just cross over to Jordan for a moment. Jordan, what do you have any game subscription services that you subscribe to?
Yes, I have Xbox. Is it Ultimate Gold? Whatever the
Game Pass Ultimate, yeah.
Gold Game Pass Ultimate on Xbox. I have PlayStation Plus for
Multiple
PlayStation.
levels.
I did
now
used to have the,
PlayStation Plus is an interesting one, and
not
we'll get
anymore.
onto that in a moment, because the PlayStation Plus one is very interesting, because it's one of the newer ones that's actually been announced recently. It's now called PlayStation Now for anybody who's actually interested.
Oh, jeez.
No, I didn't actually know that. No,
They keep changing the names on this shit.
There's a reason why, and we'll get into it a bit later on.
But still.
But are there any more that you have subscribed to maybe in the past, or any that you're any more that you may be currently subscribed to?
No. I used to have what was it, the Uplay one, but that was only for a short period of time. Then I stopped with that one, and I can't think of any more. I mean, Humble Bundle, if you want to class that as one, because I get games through it. It's for games.
I don't know if we could class that, because you're not.
That was not
it's
really a
games.
subscription.
No,
I mean, I pay monthly.
by definition, I'll just say this. Let's just clarify the definition. Just hold on one second,
I would say Humble
Redneck.
Bundle would count as a subscription, because you are paying a monthly fee and you are getting access to games.
Let's just clarify. Game subscription services, by what we're talking about specifically for this podcast, we're talking about ones where you pay a subscription service, you can actively play those games, but when you are no longer subscribed to that service, you no longer can use those games or services.
So so kind of like the game version of, like, say, Netflix.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then just Xbox and PlayStation. They're the only two that I have that come under those specific categories.
And then obviously, like you say, you had Ubisoft Connect or Ubisoft Plus prior,
Yes.
and
Used to. That was like 2.5 years, 3 years ago.
Yeah, that's I mean, I'm tempted to go and buy it again soon. But I'll see where that goes. Anyway, Redneck, any game subscription services that I know you're not necessarily subscribed to any right now, because I know you're more of one of those guys that likes to have like an actual copy of the game that you own.
Actual copy?
Yeah, exactly what I mean. But what services have you heard of that we haven't mentioned yet, or rather, ones that may pique your interest that you may consider subscribing to in the future?
You're correct. I'm actually not subscribed to any of them. Some that I've heard of that I've been interested in. Probably if I was going to subscribe to one, it would probably be the Xbox one. Simply because there's a lot. They have a lot of game access on there to some stuff that I don't actually own that I might be interested in playing. But it would probably be the Xbox Game Pass. They've probably got the largest available collection of games that would be of interest to me. I really don't know what's on the PlayStation 1. I actually have an Ubisoft account, but most everything that's on there is I have most of the Assassin's Creed collection, so with the exception of like the 2 or 3 newest ones. 3 newest ones. I've got almost all the Assassin's Creed, so I don't really have anything else I use my Ubisoft account for.
I mean, that's completely fair.
Oh, I guess Rainbow Six Siege is on there.
Yeah,
I haven't played that in a while.
Okay, that's actually a good list there that you've given.
I mean, that's pretty much really it, unless there's something unique coming out. I thought Humble Bundle is probably not on our list of main subscription services, but anything even close to that, Humble Bundle would probably be the next closest option for a subscription service that I'd be most likely to. But as you mentioned,
But
that is
but you
one
do
where
keep the games after, so it
that's one
makes
where
more
you
sense.
keep the game. Yeah, to me that makes more because if for some reason you get in say financial difficulties, you need to cut your finances. You now lose access to your fun entertainment because you no longer have it.
Yeah.
Kind of the reason why I don't like it as much. Also, in many ways, prefer a physical copy. In case the internet goes kaput, you can still play the blasted game.
Yeah.
But that's part of my rant. But yeah, no, I really don't have any that immediate interest, but probably Xbox would probably be the closest one.
That's completely fair, actually. We'll touch on what the individual platforms give you on the subscriptions, because there are some that are actually pretty amazing in terms of feature sets. Because some people, they'll look at game subscription services and they'll go, oh, it's only giving me access to the games. That's the only reason why I'll subscribe to them. But some of them, I'll say Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, it gives you so much more than just access to some video games. Things like GeForce Now and Stadia are completely different subscription models as well.
I forgot
That should be added onto it. Now, Stadia is a weird one. I don't really want to talk about Stadia, but I feel like if I'm going to discuss about GeForce Now and xCloud, I have to discuss another competitor being Stadia, because so that we don't seem like biased. So we'll start off with the obvious one that obviously Jordan and Redneck have said. We'll start with Xbox Game Pass. So Game Pass was first launched 4 years ago.
It's been around for a little bit.
It'll actually be the 5-year anniversary of Xbox Game Pass on June 1st this year.
I think it's actually one of the oldest game subscription services that's still active.
That's still active, yeah, 100%.
They're not the oldest by any stretch, but they are the oldest that's still active, I believe.
Yeah. Now, the reason why Xbox Game Pass is one of the, in a lot of people's opinion, one of the best and one of the most, well, it is the most successful subscription gaming model, I think. Even compared to like some of the other big ones, like the PlayStation Now one that's just been announced, I think Xbox Game Pass is definitely the biggest one and the most successful one. And that's because it's not just primary to the Xbox, it's also there for PC as well. And they've got they've got 3 subscription models that you can subscribe to depending on how you play video games. You can get Xbox Game Pass for console, which I can't remember prices. I'm hoping either Jordan or Redneck will be able to do have a quick Google on pricing for me.
For Xbox?
Yeah, for Xbox Game Pass, I want the console, PC, and Ultimate Editions. I know what the Ultimate Edition is because I pay for that monthly anyway. In Great British Pounds. I don't know what it is in USD.
I don't know.
But I don't know about the other ones.
Xbox.com.
Yeah, but Game Pass has got 3 different subscription models. It's got the console, PC, and then Ultimate. The Ultimate one combines the best of both worlds of console and PC, along with Xbox Live Gold, which, as some people who have played on Xbox or even playing on consoles over the years will know exactly what Xbox Live Gold is. It's just a way for you to be able to play online.
Okay, so I just pulled it. Xbox Game Pass. Console is, I'm going to round the 1 penny, is $10 a month. PC is $10 a month, but includes EA Play with it.
And those prices in the UK is £8 for both.
Yeah. And Ultimate is $15 a month, which also includes Gold, Xbox Live Gold.
Which is £10.99 or £11 in the UK.
Pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's actually, for a monthly rate, not bad.
It's not bad, especially considering what you're getting.
Ultimate, it says you can get your first month for £1.
Yeah,
yep.
They did have a thing for Ultimate as well, where you could do it for like £1 or $1 for like the first month prior. Yep. But I think they've stopped that.
Going.
Oh, they still have it.
No, it's still active. It's still active. It's for PC and Ultimate, at least on the US side.
Yeah, UK side.
Part of the reason I'm saying that's actually a pretty good rate is because that's for Xbox, and you get EA included with that. So you're getting access to both, you're also getting gold, which I'm not sure what all's included with gold, but $15 is not bad.
So I was just
if
explaining
you don't
that.
want gold, then still that's just $10 a month.
I was going to
almost
say
the same price. That's actually cheaper than Amazon.
What's
right
the
now.
price of Xbox Live Gold at the minute? I think it's like $8. I think it is, or
10.
it's £8
It's 10. It's 10 US
for Xbox Live Gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's giving
It's
me
listed as a
impulse for some
$10 a
reason.
month value.
So that's already that already is way better value than what a lot of people would get anyway. Because you pay an extra you spend an extra couple of bucks, $3-4 maybe max, okay, to get Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. You're getting everything included in Game Pass Ultimate, which is EA Play, cloud gaming, which we'll come to in a moment, Xbox Live Gold. I think I said EA Play, didn't I?
Yep.
Yeah, and then access to over 100 high quality games on both PC and console as well. All
and
for that
device.
value.
Ultimate includes mobile device stuff.
Yeah, but the mobile device is more for the cloud gaming stuff, and
yeah.
I think it's like there's a couple of apps.
Gaming.
But yeah, it's definitely one of those better for value things.
Yeah.
You also get free perks as well with Xbox Live. Not with Xbox Live, with Xbox Game
content,
Pass.
Yeah.
It's not just in-game content as well. There's a couple of things running at the minute. I had a look. You need to have an Xbox, though, to see them. You can't just view them on PC, as far as I'm aware. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. And I will throw my hands up and say I'm wrong if you can prove I'm wrong. But so far as I can see, you can only see it on the dashboard. But there are certain perks, like you can get 3 months of Discord Nitro for free. You can get 4 months of Spotify personal account. Spotify
only
Premium
if you've never had
for free.
Nitro before, though. That's
that's the only problem. It's only if you haven't had them all before.
Spotify that's a good offer. I mean, Spotify individual is $10 a month US.
Yeah, it's about that in UK as well, about £10 a month.
Yeah, which also means if you're doing just PC, you're not going to do Ultimate. Your monthly gaming rate for all those games, for the 100 plus PC games. And EA Play is the same price as your Spotify Premium account.
And you've got the other good thing as well about Xbox Game Pass is, fun fact for those that have never heard of Xbox Game Pass or don't know anything about it, Xbox game studios and first-party developer studios such as Turn 10, Bethesda, because they've obviously bought Bethesda now, and even Blizzard, when that acquisition is 100% gone through and their games start to be added to Game Pass, all games day one are available on Game Pass on first-party studios, and that is absolutely fucking awesome.
That's the benefit of it being owned by Microsoft, and Microsoft owning so many studios and developers, is they can now centralize that offering of gaming.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
one of the benefits of big companies having it all. Here we go. I found the PlayStation pricing just for argument when that comes up.
Thank you. But yeah, let me just bring it up on the stream quickly. If you just have a look on the stream, you'll see xbox.com/Xbox-game-pass. You get Xbox Live Gold included, EA Play membership included, and if I remember correctly, that's only on the PC and Ultimate editions. I'm not too sure on the console one.
Correct. It is not included on the console option.
There we go. You can play on PC, phones, and tablets using the cloud, which we'll talk about Xbox Game Cloud services in a moment. Download console and PC games so you can use them directly on your computer. You don't need to wait for anything to load up online or have to have a specific browser or a specific app to play them. You can literally download them straight onto your computer and play them as if they're just running native. It's great. Free perks and exclusive member discounts as well. You get, talking of the member discounts, you also get discounts on some games. So if you find a game and you like it and it's on Game Pass, you will get a discount to buy that game outright. So even if you decide, I don't want to have Game Pass anymore because it's just this one game I like, you can buy that game at a discounted price. You can also
That's
buy
nice.
add-ons as well for games that are on it. So, for example, me and APOC, we bought Forza Horizon 5. Did you buy Forza Horizon 5 or did you play it on Game Pass, John?
Game Pass, I'm pretty sure. I don't think I bought it.
Then yeah. So I know for me anyway, I don't know so much about APOC. But with when we bought when we got Forza Horizon 5 through Game Pass, you've got the option to buy the premium add-on, which gives you all of the add-ons, blah blah blah, for the game, and you get it at a discounted price if you're an Xbox Game Pass subscriber, which is pretty fucking baller, if you ask me. I must also just
it's a hell of
stress.
a deal.
I must also just stress that
get
this
the discounted rate if you want to keep it.
I must also just stress that Master Chief is not included in this offer, even though the picture is there. Just saying.
Well, that's advertising because their big thing is Halo.
Yeah,
has been for a while.
I just thought I'd just make that a little bit of a joke there, because obviously Master Chief was on the screen. You can play games day
Xbox
one.
did have a Master Chief edition a couple of times.
Yeah.
But that was for the actual console itself, not a pass or anything.
But yeah, it's shaping up. Xbox Game Pass is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I have to give them a lot of credit for it.
But going on to what we were saying as well about the Xbox Cloud Gaming, it's in beta at the minute, so just know there might be some bugs, etc. If you try it out. But if you subscribe to Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, you can access the entire Xbox Game Pass library and play those games on the cloud. Basically, there is an Xbox Series S out there in the wild in a data center. And you can play those Xbox games on your phone, on your computer, on an Xbox One S. This is actually what I do at home. If there's a game that I want to sit and play on my Xbox and I cannot be bothered to either download it, or my Xbox One S just isn't that powerful enough to get that sweet 60 FPS, I'll just use cloud gaming and it'll just connect and use an Xbox Series S that's in a Microsoft data center somewhere. No wait times, no loading times, no having to wait for downloads or updates or, anything like that. You can literally just go in, play it, launch the game, and just start going. You don't need to sit there and wait. It's brilliant. Now, on the flip side of console subscription services, because I feel like we can't mention Xbox Game Pass without talking about PlayStation Now. Or rather... Sorry, PlayStation Plus. It was PS Now, it's now PlayStation Plus. I got it wrong. I do throw my hands up. They've made a change now to with PS Plus, which is okay.
There's 3 levels of it available, and each level has different rates at which you can pay. They've got Essential, Extra, and Premium, which go from $10 to $15 to $18 a month if you want to do just individual monthly. And then you also have an option of paying every 3 months and then every 12 months.
This is one thing that I will give PlayStation over Xbox. Xbox, you can't buy like 3 months in a row. It's either 1 month or it's 12 months.
Yeah. Which for some people, that payment setup works better. A thing I've noticed just financially across the board, paying 12 months breaks down cheaper at a monthly rate than if you just pay monthly.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I mean, just look at like PlayStation Plus Essential pricing. 1 month, $10 a month.
I must just stress as well, for those watching the live stream or watching the YouTube video as well. Sorry, just to interrupt you there. Sorry, Radnak. Just to clarify, the ones that are on my screen that are currently on the Twitch stream, the YouTube stream, and on the YouTube VOD as well, the prices that you see are in UK or in Great British Pounds. They are not in USD.
Yeah, and I just quoted the US dollars, which was $10 a month, or the 12 month, which is $60 a month. So essentially, you pay for 6 months, get the other 6 months free if you go with the 12-month plan. It breaks down as a better value if you're wanting to have it long term. Now, if you're wanting to experiment with this stuff, I'd say pick up a 1 month plan, try it for a month, maybe 2. You don't like it, you ditch it. You like it, you switch to a longer plan so it costs you less long term.
So I know some people will be watching the stream or listening to the podcast and thinking, hang on. there are 3 different tiers of PlayStation Plus. Well, what do they actually do? So, just to put this into perspective so people understand, PlayStation Plus Essential is replacing the original PlayStation Plus. It gives you access to online multiplayer access. It gives you 2 PlayStation 4 and 1 PlayStation 5 game to download every single month. It gives you exclusive discounts and more. And that one is Redneck. How much a month?
What?
The Essentials. How much was that one a month?
$10 US.
So that one's $10 US. PlayStation Plus Extra gives you access to the entire game catalog. So it's effectively like Xbox Game Pass for console. Gives you access to hundreds of downloadable PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 games with the same benefits as Essential, and that one is in US dollars.
15.
And then PlayStation Plus Premium is basically the exact same as all of the others, except this time it's got the cloud game streaming, which is effectively like Xbox's game cloud streaming. So you don't need to download or anything like that. And that one is
$18 US.
There we go. Just to clarify, if you buy the PlayStation Plus Premium and you want to use the cloud streaming, and this is the same for even the Xbox Game Pass as well, you will need a high-speed internet connection, which means if you've got a shitty, like, 2 megabit broadband connection, or you're still on dial-up, big rip for those lads out there, those that are still on dial-up, big rip, you're not going to be able to use the cloud game streaming services, and you will need to upgrade your internet to be able to use them.
Sadly.
Apparently, I've just had a look though. You can actually use a PC app to play games from PlayStation as well, which is pretty cool. But you need to be 18 or over to stream via the PC app.
Now that makes sense because a lot of those are the game ratings kind of require it to be 18 plus.
Yeah, I mean that's fair, you know, especially when it's got like your COD games and stuff like that.
Well, not even just those. I mean, look at any of the horror games. Almost all those are rated mature.
True.
For all the blood and gore. True.
But yeah, take a closer look at the PlayStation Plus collection. The games that are currently available that they've got on their website. There is a shit ton more. Well, I say a shit ton more. There's some cool games on there. The Bloodborne, Days Gone, Detroit Become Human, God of War, Infamous Second Son, Ratchet and Clank, The Last Guardian, The Last of Us Remastered, Until Dawn, Uncharted 4, Batman Arkham Knight, Battlefield 1, Call of Duty, Black Ops 3. Okay. Whatever. Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, and this one's actually kind of weird for me to see on this one, considering Microsoft have bought Bethesda. Fallout 4 is one of the games available on PlayStation Plus.
That actually makes sense. Because they probably have a standing contract.
Potentially, yeah. I mean, I can understand it with like Call of Duty, because obviously they had a standing contract where there was exclusives. EA. Oh, Battlefield. I don't understand the Battlefield one, but the Call of Duty one I understand because there was this deal between, technically Blizzard Activision, and Sony, where it was like most content came before even PC and Xbox over on the PlayStation.
Yeah, I think the reason some of those titles, which are now owned by like Microsoft, are still there, is because there was probably a contractual agreement, or they originally signed an agreement stating this can be on this platform, and even though Microsoft bought the company, the contract is still valid.
Yeah.
Up until the point, like, if EA gets dissolved as a company, like, EA no longer exists as a company, then any contracts with EA are no longer valid. But until that happens, it's all valid. So, like, Battlefield is still on PlayStation, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Call of Duty's still there.
But yeah, so that's Xbox Game Pass and PlayStation Plus. Jordan, I'll let you talk for a little bit because me and Redneck have led the conversation a little. I want your input on this, okay? Oops. Talk to us about Ubisoft Plus.
When we talk about a subscription service I haven't had in years.
Yeah, but you've still had it, so you should know something about it at least.
You know more than me. I don't think I've logged into Ubisoft in like almost a year.
I could sit here and explain it myself, but the thing is, I feel like I'm taking too much of the show and it's becoming less of a discussion. And hey, look at me, I know all these facts, listen to my facts. And it's like, Jordan, get in on the discussion, bro.
No.
Tell us things about this, because like I said, I don't have any of these programs. This is not something I have or have ever cared to mess with.
Well, Ubisoft Plus is, it's basically trying to. They're all pretty much just saying, like, you sign up for this subscription service and you get games. That's originally why I got it, was for what was the game, Costin, that we played?
We played quite a few. I think it was the Division 2 that got you it, wasn't it?
The Division, and there was another one.
Wasn't it Ghost Recon you played with, dude?
Ghost Recon.
Or was it Breakpoint? So Ghost Recon Breakpoint you played with, dude.
Yeah. So that's originally why, just because those games were included in it, and at the time, it was like, sure, I can spend this extra money on a subscription service, and I get extra stuff for it. So, I don't remember the pricing, so I had to look it up. It says it's $12.99 a month, so, and that's the only price it gives you. There's no like different.
There are two.
Tiers, so
there is 2 tiers. I'll get onto that in a moment.
I'm just looking at the details it's giving me. I was going to say, if any of this is wrong, feel free to correct me. But yeah. From what it's telling me, it's $12.99 a month, so it's more than Xbox is. But you do get a 7-day free trial, so you can trial it out, and then if you don't like it, you can cancel it before you don't have to pay. You can cancel it any time, but obviously then afterwards it will pay. It will charge you. It also has it says it also has a cloud service, so you can play hundreds of games on your PC.
That's the secondary thing, by the way. So the cloud gaming thing, the pricing's here. If you just want access to the games and you're on PC and you want Ubisoft Plus, it's $12.99 a month. If you want it with the cloud gaming, which actually uses Stadia for the cloud
and
gaming,
Luna.
And Luna if you're in America, but I don't know what.
I don't even know what that is.
Luna's Amazon's target on cloud gaming. It's meant to be. It's meant to be a rival to Stadia. It's a weird thing. But that's £14.99 a month.
US
they
that's
bundle
$15
it in.
and $18 a month.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. They try and they're saying the way they seem to be trying to do it differently is this. I know Xbox does this as well, I'm pretty sure, but it's saying that with this you can get premium editions of games, not just the standard edition. So you can get expansion packs, you can get season passes, and more content if you get the games through their subscription service. And if you just buy the game,
yeah, that is different to Xbox. Xbox is just the standard version.
Yeah. They give you, it says monthly rewards, so you get a new customization items, boosters, and in-game rewards. And then, like I said, you can cancel it, and you can just come back to it anytime you want. And it's just, there's hundreds. It says 100 plus games on PC.
I was going to say, did you mention about day one releases as well being available?
No, because that's not on the page that I'm on.
Oh, yeah. You also get access to day one releases. So, for example, 2 of the latest games that were released, Far Cry 6 and Rainbow Six Extraction, which, by the way, I don't know, did you join me or was it Connor that joined me? It might have been Connor that joined me. We did some Rainbow Six Extraction. It's definitely a game you should check out, by the way. Not sponsored, just saying.
It was not me, no.
I have not.
But Rainbow Six Extraction is cool.
One?
Yeah, that's the new one that was originally meant to be called Quarantine, but then they had to rename it because of COVID.
I mean, I have seen stuff to do with it. It does look good.
That's hilarious.
It's brilliant. I was part of the beta, and honestly, and the alpha actually, and I really, really did enjoy myself when I was playing them. So you can actually get that for free as well on Xbox Game Pass. Just saying. Nice. Because it syncs with your Ubisoft account, so as long as you're subscribed to Xbox Game Pass, you get the game in your library on Ubisoft, which is awesome. But yeah, you get day one access to all of like the newest titles, like Assassin's Creed Valhalla and whatever the new Assassin's Creed's going to be called whenever that's released. The new Tom Clancy Ghost Recon that's meant to be coming soon. TM. And then obviously Far Cry 6 as well. What's that?
They keep putting Tom Clancy's name on it because he's the one who created Rainbow Six Siege, even though I believe the man is deceased and has been for over a decade.
What didn't he write the books or something? It was based on.
Yes,
Yeah.
he was a book writer. I think they got his help on the first Splinter Cell being written to help him write, because he helped write the story for it.
Talking of Splinter Cell, that's also available on Ubisoft Plus.
Yeah,
But
Splinter Cell
I think that's
Blacklist.
the only involvement he had. Let me look up, because I believe he died in 2013.
Jeez.
Man's been deceased.
They're milking the name. They're milking the name.
They're still splattering his name all over the place.
I mean, to be fair, a lot of it is based off of the books and stuff. It's I know with the Division series, they're
still publishing new books, except they have his name on it, but they include a little disclaimer. It's based off of his work.
Yeah.
It's releasing new books and saying they're from Tolkien. It's well, they're from Tolkien's work. They were not written by Tolkien.
But yeah, so that's Ubisoft Plus. EA Play, it's effectively the same thing, except as you can guess, it's to do with EA. You get it bundled in with Xbox Game Pass for PC and Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. It's not as fancy as some of the others. You don't get a lot of games on it, but you do get a fair decent chunk of games, which is pretty cool. You don't get access to the immediate ones on the base tier, which you get included with Xbox Game Pass. But the newer ones, again, all the more expensive one is just like all of the others, day one access to new games. For example, Sims 4 was released and it was immediate. I think FIFA 2022 was available on it as well on PC when that was launched. The game subscription space is very much, they're all basically the same thing. The more expensive tier, you get day one access. The least expensive tier, you get games that are just available on the platform. It's just that simple. But anyway, a couple more that I think we do need to talk about, because while they don't give you, one of them doesn't give you access to games, I must stress. We do need to have a quick discussion on that one, because I do like the model, but it is kind of weird. But then the other one is getting games at no extra cost. So first off, we'll start with Stadia. Redneck completely forgot Stadia existed, so...
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
Stadia
I will admit to that. I forgot that thing existed.
Honestly, Stadia is one of those things where people wish that it didn't exist anymore. Even Google didn't. Do you want to know the most stupid thing about Google and this whole Stadia thing, okay? So, they recently announced that Steam is getting an alpha on their Chromebooks, okay? Native alpha. So it's going to be able to run Steam and play some games that are available on Linux through Steam natively, okay? They still haven't implemented anything to do with Stadia on their own devices, on their own software. That's how much Google are trying to bury Stadia, honestly. They even got rid of their Stadia Studio as well. So they originally...
Why haven't they, if they're wanting to get rid of it so badly, why haven't they actually just outright discontinued it?
Because there are people that pay for Stadia, but they're using it for games that they already own, which is the base tier of Stadia. So you can basically the base price of Stadia. I don't know the pricing, it's because I haven't got that up. But basically, you can bring your games to the Stadia platform, and you can play them on the go, on your phone, on a TV if you've got a Chromecast. You don't need any. For the most case, you don't need any additional hardware. $8.99, did you say?
In pounds, yeah, $8.99 a month after trial.
Okay, and is that just standard Stadia, or is that Stadia Pro? Because Stadia Pro is different.
It doesn't say.
It just says
subscriptions. So
I think that's Stadia Pro. I think they might have changed it, actually. I think the base Stadia...
That Stadia Pro.
Yeah, I think the base Stadia is free to use now, so you can take your own games and use it, like, for cloud gaming. But in terms of, like, if you actually want to, like, play games that you don't already own, you've then got to pay them. I think it's the $8.99 a month, and you can play pro-grade games right now. Take £10 off your first game purchase and get exclusive discounts. And for being a YouTube Premium member, you get 3-month free trial.
Yeah, by what I'm seeing, the base Stadia, you don't have to pay, and you can play the games, but you can only, it's basically a trial, and you can play them for 60 minutes for free, and that's it, or 30 minutes. Some are 30 minutes, some are 60 minutes.
I think it's like a 30 or a 60. Is it like a 30 or 60 minute, and then you can start it again and continue the gameplay? So you've got to reconnect every 30 or 60 minutes, because I know that's one of the next platforms we're going to talk about.
The playtime varies. So some are 60, some are 30, some are 120.
You see, this is one of the reasons why not a lot of people actually enjoy Stadia, because it's very confusing.
Well, I just pulled up, like, games for Stadia free. You want to know how many it shows?
Go on.
14.
Jesus.
Yeah, there's not many.
For the free version.
Yeah, for the free version.
Oh my god. Honestly, it's ridiculous.
They do try and sell it well by saying
they do have Pac-Man on there.
You'll never have to download or have any updates if you buy their membership.
That's a good thing, though.
That's a good way to try and sell it.
One thing I will give Google for Stadia, you can live stream your gameplay directly from Stadia to YouTube. No additional hardware or anything required. You can just literally link it with your Stadia account, hit a couple of buttons or whatever to go live, and boom, you're off to the races. You can just go straight live on your YouTube channel directly through Stadia. You don't need any additional hardware. That's pretty cool, actually.
Well, that's because Google owns both it and YouTube, so they can direct link it. That's easy for them.
Well, yeah, but
still,
from what I've seen, even with Luna,
a good offering.
Yeah, I was going to say, because even with what I've seen with Luna, there's no direct streaming thing from Luna to Twitch, even though Amazon own both of them.
That's because Amazon, for the most part, keeps Twitch as a separate platform from standard Amazon. Like, if you go, like, Twitch any of the games that, like, you can get because you have Amazon Prime or Twitch Prime, though, when you go to claim those, it directly links you back to Amazon. That you have to get through the Amazon site. It's not through Twitch anymore. It's all through Amazon. Unless, of course, they're partnered up with third-party group, at which point they're like, oh, you can get this game free off of, like, GOG or Origin or Epic. At which point it links to those guys. But Twitch doesn't have, like, in-house games anymore.
Yeah.
Amazon removed that and incorporated that into Amazon proper.
But the interesting one that I want to talk about, okay, because I don't care that much about Stadia, as many people don't. We're going to talk about GeForce Now. Not a lot of people know what GeForce Now is, and I will just explain. GeForce Now is NVIDIA's offering at cloud gaming. However, with GeForce Now, you have to own the games in order to use it.
Yes. GeForce Now actually has been around for like 9 years. It was originally known as NVIDIA Grid, which launched its beta in 2013.
It hasn't
officially
been
unveiled in 2015.
Yeah, but it hasn't actually been in like productive use. I think it was like 2018. I think it finally came out of like closed betas and something.
Launch date was 2020 for
2020.
public.
There we go.
Yep.
I wasn't far off. But they have three different tiers. I was part of the beta of GeForce Now, and it is honestly absolutely fucking amazing. They have 3 tiers. They did used to have only 2 tiers, but now they have 3. Those tiers are free, which is actually pretty awesome. You get a basic rig. I think it's running something like a 1070 or something like that, or I think they've got Quadro cards in their servers that they just share the resources out. It's pretty cool. Standard access to gaming servers, which means if there is a lengthy queue, you do have to wait, which isn't too much of an issue. So much, depending on obviously when you're trying to access the service, etc. But you will have to wait.
Also, what game you're accessing.
No. It doesn't matter what game you're accessing because it spins up a virtual machine specifically for you, so you can play whatever game you want on that machine.
Oh.
So
I thought it was like access to the game servers. Like if that game server has particularly high traffic.
No, so basically they have like a massive cluster set of a load of servers, and basically when you request to play a game, they'll spin up a virtual machine specifically for you, and then you can play a game on that virtual machine. If there are too many people in the queue, because they've only got so many free tier VMs that they can allow people access to, so they've got to wait for one VM to close out before someone can join again. You are limited to an hour session each time, but there's nothing to stop you after that hour from closing when it's closed down to go and launch it back up again. You might be waiting 5-10 minutes to get back into the game, but considering it's an hour a session, waiting 5-10 minutes isn't too much of an issue. For the next one, you've got Priority, which gives you priority access to premium servers and a premium rig, which, if I recall correctly, is like a 20 series equivalent GPU. It does say with RTX on, so I am assuming it's a 20,000 series RTX graphics card in them. Priority access to premium servers, which means you won't need to wait. You'll literally be able to get straight in. 6-hour session length, and you can play up to 1080p at 60 FPS on those cloud services. And then the newest one that they've released is the RTX 3080 highest performance tier, where you have a 3080 in that rig, exclusive access to it, which means you don't have to wait at all. They just literally go, hey, yeah, we got one. Boom, you've got it. 8-hour session length, which is pretty cool. You can game up to 4K resolution, and you can stream up to 120 FPS. There is an asterisk, though. Performance dependent on device type, settings, network quality, and more. Visit our system requirements page for more information. That's fine. One thing that you must know as well about GeForce Now is, like I said earlier, you do have to own the games before you can play them. You are renting hardware from the hardware company. You're not renting software. You're basically going, hey, I want to play my game, but I haven't got a computer to play it on. Here you go. Here's the key and everything to show that I've got access to it. In fact, a lot of the time when you log into the server, it'll come up with like Steam and whatnot, and you can just literally pick whatever game you want. Like, there's no limit to what games you can actually play on the cloud. Like, you literally just click on a button. So, for example, with Steam, say I want to play GTA 5, for example, and my PC won't run it. I'm running on a laptop. I can literally hit download on it, and it'll be done within seconds because they've got a cache server. So you're not even sat there waiting for the download. It's literally just, it downloads it off a cache server that's within the same data center. Boom, done. Straight on there, you can play it. Once the session's over, it just deletes the game off of the system. Which is actually pretty cool, and a pretty good way of managing resources as well, especially when you've got maybe thousands of people accessing the same services. You don't want to be sat there throttling your own bandwidth trying to download the games when you could just have one server that downloads all the games, and then each one of the virtual machines just downloads it from that centralized server in your area. Which is pretty cool. One of the big selling points about GeForce Now is iOS and Android support with touch controls.
Interesting.
Which is actually pretty cool. Game Pass is coming with touch controls soon for certain games. I know they've already got touch controls in place, so you can play a lot of the games with the touch controls, but they are finicky. They do recommend playing it with a controller. But for certain games like Fortnite as a prime example, because obviously Fortnite's going to be one of these big games that some people are going to be buying some of these cloud gaming services to play on, especially on iOS with that Epic Games versus Apple lawsuit that happened recently. Haha. But with that happening, a lot of people are going to be buying the cloud gaming services. So to be able to actually have native touch controls as if you were actually playing the game originally on your phone is going to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Next gen PC gaming. So you can. So it's with 3080 Ti. 3080 on the top tier. I'll be absolutely honest. I'm losing what I'm trying to say here now.
Are we on the? Are you looking at the
I'm on GeForce
Not
Now.
the priority. Yeah. Well, you're past priority at the newer one because I'm looking at that. And it's like exclusive access to RTX 3080 servers.
Yeah, that's the third one.
Yeah.
That's the top tier, and then you've obviously got the priority one, which I think, if I recall correctly, they're only using like 2070s in those ones, which
Probably
is still
20 series.
baller GPUs. I'm not gonna lie.
They're still very good. Session. I think it's interesting that they have a session length limit, but I guess it makes sense that way. You can't just hog the servers.
Yeah, it's so you can't just leave the server running overnight.
I do find it kind of strange that they actually put a length limit there. But I guess it's so people can't do like, I want to. This is just an example. I want to play Minecraft with my friends, so I'm going to run Minecraft in server mode off of GeForce Now, and then my friends can connect to it. So that people can't use GeForce Now as
they
their
can't actually
server
do that.
base for the game.
I must clarify, they can't actually do that. So at the moment, you because the way that the virtual machines run is they're basically like Windows Server 2016 or something as the base operating system that they run. But they are locked. So basically, they will only have certain applications that you can run.
Yeah.
So it'll only allow you to use
just so
Steam.
People don't abuse it like that.
So, for example, you'll only be able to access games that are on Steam, Ubisoft, Epic Games. There's another one as well. I think GOG's on there as well.
Probably. GOG is part of that big name list. So yeah. Not surprising.
This is going to be fun, okay? Let's just I'll redirect everyone's attention, including Jordan and Rednecks, to the stream for a moment, okay? And I want you just to have a look at this nice little I'll have you know,
my stream is up on the other monitor over here.
These are all the games that GeForce Now supports right now.
Yeah, they've got they actually have, I think, the longest list of all the subscription services we've gone over so far. They literally have the longest list because I think they said something about.
It's because you don't buy the games. It's because you don't buy the games and you don't rent them from them, so they don't have to worry about losing revenue on games. If you already own the game, you're bringing it to the platform to play it.
Yeah, and GeForce already has. Well, GeForce and Nvidia already have existing deals with a lot of these companies in the first place.
Yeah. It's like, I know they lost a couple of deals recently. I can't remember whether it was through... In fact, it was EA, because they originally had Origin titles on here, and they had a massive argument with Origin. With EA, because the GeForce, or rather Nvidia, didn't want to pay the amount that EA were wanting for them to license their games on the systems, even though other users were bringing the games to the system, rather than saying, hey, yeah, they're renting the games from us. And EA didn't want anything to do with that because they've already got their own subscription model, so they're like, nope, you're not allowed it. And yet the funny thing is, EA...
most of the names on here are Steam. They're sourced from Steam.
Oh, yeah.
Looks like the vast majority are sourced out of Steam.
But like it says here, some games listed may not appear until later in the week, including new game launches. You must already own and purchase titles to play them on GeForce Now.
Yeah, I don't think I saw a game that I know that wasn't on there.
But yeah, there's quite a few on here. It's like
Russian Fishing 4.
Honestly, there's so many. Like, look, Arma 3's on here, popular games. All of the Assassin's Creeds are all available to be able to play and stream on it, as long as you own them, of course.
Of course. There's a long list.
Hold on, let me see. Let me see if it is on here. This is actually really interesting.
Oh, actually, the fun one to see if it's on there would be Postal.
Apex Legends, there you go. Oh, this is hilarious. Apex Legends, available on Origin and Steam. Even though EA rejected any Origin game, but because it's available on Steam, you can play Apex Legends. It's great.
Yes, that's because EA and Steam have an existing agreement involving Apex and some other games.
Let's have a look and see.
If it's available through Steam, by default, it is available through the other.
So Origin titles that are available, Apex Legends, Origin Steam, Assassin's Creed, oh no, that's Assassin's Creed Origins, fucking hell. Battlefield 1, Battlefield 4, and Battlefield 5, all available on Steam as well. Star Control, all the Star Wars Squadrons,
Yes,
Battlefront 2,
because
Jedi
if you're
Fallen.
looking at them, they're also available on Steam.
Yeah.
It's because they have an availability with Steam. Now, if it's a game title that...
Oh, here you go. Here's one for you. Plants vs. Zombies, Garden Warfare 2, Origin only.
Interesting.
That is an interesting one.
But wait, they don't have the Plant vs. Zombies 1.
No, but that's not available on EA Play either.
Interesting.
But that seems to be the only one. Yeah, that is the only one that you can only access on Origin. That's funny.
That's interesting.
That's actually quite funny, not gonna lie.
Oh, and they've got an update, and they keep a list of like what they're adding too.
Yeah. This is the other thing that I absolutely love about GeForce Now is they tend to keep it up to date. And it's like I said at the bottom of the screen, some lists may not appear until later in the week. So they update it typically once a week. So the fact that you could literally go in there and search any of your game, it's brilliant.
Well, even if you look at the GeForce Experience software, that thing stays very up to date.
Oh yeah.
So it's not one of those like they occasionally remember to check and update their stuff.
So
it's like
GeForce Now,
constant update.
GeForce Now promises that there will be new games available to be able for you to be able to actually stream every Thursday. And from the sounds of things, it's probably not anything to do with having to get the licenses and stuff, because they'll have an agreement with Steam where they can use the Steam software commercially. They have to get the virtual machine set up so that it can auto-run that. It's not necessarily the virtual machine, because they download all the games are all downloaded. Like they're not like stored on each virtual machine ready for each game. I think it's more of a case that they need to download the game onto the cache server ready for the servers, the virtual machines to be able to download it from the cache.
Yeah. Well, what I'm saying is there's back end stuff that goes into setting up the virtual machines, making sure that it auto runs properly, making sure the game runs properly. There's back end support stuff in order to make sure that works. It's not just press buttons, spin up machine, download onto it, set it to run, and we're done in 10 minutes.
Oh, 100%.
So there's hours of work to get that to work properly. But once you have the main planned system set up to run properly, you can probably have that process simplified enough that you can, in a few hours, have more games available. If they're doing 7, 8, 9, 10 games a week, that means you're knocking out a little more than one a day.
Yeah.
Which is enough time for setting it up, quality control testing it to make sure that blast thing works the way it's supposed to. Because there's a lot of companies that don't do enough quality control testing.
So I think we're kind of getting to the end of the teaching part of it, because that's primarily what this first part was, just telling people what the different platforms are, blah blah blah. I can't believe it's taken us an hour to do that.
Well, we're going into details on what a lot of these are, which I think is worth doing.
Yeah, but let's quickly let's get a bit of an actual discussion going, and a few opinions. APOC, Jordan, what are your thoughts on game subscription services? Do you think they're worth it? Would anything that you've learned as well from what we've spoken to today that you might not have already have known about?
Well, I didn't know what GeForce Now was. I'd heard of it. Didn't know that it was running. Basically you're renting a machine to play a game on. But I definitely think that game subscription services are worth it. If you're gonna, as long as you're gonna use it, if you're just gonna sit there and just pay for it, but then you just look at games and be like, I don't want to play any of this, then probably not, because then it's kind of a waste of money. But if as someone who has multiple ones, whether it be in the specific category we're talking about or not, like Humble Bundle and stuff, I definitely think game subscriptions are worth it. It's a good way to get games, and even ones that you didn't even know that you would enjoy. There's quite a few games that I've tried through gaming subscriptions that I wouldn't have bought separately, like on their own, but I've enjoyed them.
I mean, talking about a Humble Bundle and stuff. I think we'll touch on that briefly before we end the episode, because I do think that while it's not a game subscription in the definition that we said earlier, it's definitely a subscription service that I think people should definitely check out. More to do with the fact that if you check out Jordan's streams, twitch.tv/apocalyptic, where it is a 0 instead of an O, he's actually a Humble Bundle partner as well, and we'll probably throw his partner links in the TekTox description on YouTube or something. Because honestly, I do think Humble Bundle is a great. Thank you for putting that in there. Thank you for putting that. I forgot you had access to Restream.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely think it's something that's worth checking out, especially in the future. But are there any services that you might actually consider subscribing to in the future based off of what you've heard today, or do you think you'll just stick with Xbox Game Pass Ultimate that you're already on?
I'd probably just stick with Xbox. If I was going to go for any that we've talked about, it would be going back to the Uplay one, but that would only be if there was games on there that I wanted to play again and I had the money to bring up another subscription service. So.
What about like cloud gaming services such as like GeForce Now or Stadia? Would you consider any of those?
If I needed a bit of a boost on the hardware, and again, if I had the money, I'll definitely look into GeForce Now.
I mean, even Xbox
now,
Game Pass Ultimate is
stuff.
brilliant, especially if like you're a streamer, like us three are. We're all streamers. You know, if there's a game that we see that's on Xbox or something like that, the ability to be able to stream it on our PC and play it as if it was native on our computer without having to use any extra resources definitely helps, especially with. I can't really say for myself because I've got not exactly the shittiest setup here. I've got the best. Not to toot my own horn, I know that. I already know that. But for say you two, for example, being able to play like a AAA title that your computer probably wouldn't be able to run through Xbox Game Pass Ultimate through the cloud gaming and being able to stream it is I think it's definitely something to potentially consider.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, because it wouldn't use as much, because streaming does use resources on your computer, and doing that, I can definitely see the benefit because you wouldn't have to be competing for your computer resources of game versus streaming versus any other streaming support software you've got. So you don't have to worry about the battle of resources there. So definitely a potential benefit there.
You've just got to worry about your bandwidth that you've got available to use.
Well, that's a problem you got to worry about with streaming anyway.
Basically, Redneck, the same questions that I asked APOC, would you, but it's slightly different because obviously he's already subscribed to services. Are there any that you would actually more consider, subscribing to now that you've heard the benefits? And, what are your general thoughts on the stream service? But also, is there any chance that you may purchase like the cloud gaming services as well, maybe in the future?
That would depend on several things. Obviously, a financial situation, have to be able to afford the stuff anyway. But that's true for anybody who's going to be involved in any of that. I think to cover the gaming subscription side first, I think that might be something I might try. That's one of those of like, if I'm interested in the game, not sure if I want to buy it, just as just a money sense, just pure logic. You can pay $10, get access to service for a month, try that game out, try a couple other games out, decide you really like it and you're going to play it and you're going to want to play it a lot more. Then you can invest and actually buy the game later on. Because over time, you're going to spend more money on a subscription service if you're going to be versus a game like, let's use, I don't know, Skyrim. Because I know there are some people who are hardcore nuts for playing Skyrim and they love to play it. And they'll log hours upon hours upon hours on the thing. Eventually, over time, it's going to make more sense to actually just own the game instead of pay for a subscription service for a year when the only thing you're playing is Skyrim.
Yeah, if it's a single game scenario, then yeah. But if you plan on playing a lot more than that, I definitely think the subscription
gonna-
model is a bit more viable.
Yeah, especially if you're going to be like a streamer and you're going to be hopping games a lot, it makes more sense to have the subscription platform because you could hop from one game to the next to the next to the next and be covered on all that. So it makes a lot of sense as a service as an offering. For me, I might, and I mean maybe try out the Xbox One at some point. There's got to be something that's going to get my attention, game wise, that I want to try out for that to be the case, though. So I'm not saying it won't happen because it definitely has potential of happening. I'm just not sure how soon that'll be, but that probably out of all of them would probably be the Xbox. There's more games that potentially would get my interest that would appear on that versus some of the others. But if it's something that's like exclusively on PlayStation or Ubisoft, then I would use those.
That's completely fair.
Now, as for cloud gaming, I'm honestly not sure that's what I'll mess with, really, because I've got a machine capable of running it all, so I don't really see a point in getting the cloud gaming when I've got a machine that'll run it, especially when, like, the GeForce requires you to own the game. So if I already own it, I have a machine that'll run it, then the cloud gaming seems a little redundant for me, especially when you end up running higher on bandwidth than physical resource management on the computer. So I'm not sure cloud gaming is one I'll ever really mess with, unless it's like a game subscription service that is also cloud gaming.
Yeah.
So I could play the game without having to worry about it on my computer. If that was a thing where the two were together, that might be of more interest and more likely for me to do on the cloud gaming.
Yeah, I definitely think
on
that,
its own, probably not for me.
Yeah, I definitely think that the whole, especially with GeForce Now as a prime example, I think that's meant to be more geared for people who don't have the hardware, or maybe even, for example, we'll take Jordan's case, where some games won't run effectively enough on his PC because, you know, I'm not going to beat around the bush. Jordan has a lot of stuff running in the background on his PC. We found that out the other day when I was trying to fix his stream.
Well, say the story properly while streaming. My PC can run any game fine if I'm not streaming. Some games struggle when streaming.
Yeah, when streaming. So finding some games like, if you wanted to play, we'll say Apex Legends as a prime example, okay? If you wanted to stream Apex Legends and you wanted to play the game at a high enough refresh rate, without having to worry about a bottleneck on his machine and actually being able to stream it, GeForce Now would be a viable option for, say, Jordan. But it wouldn't be so much of a viable option for you because you don't stream Apex Legends, for example. Well, Jordan doesn't stream it either, but it's just sort of, you know, that scenario. It's just Redneck's more Dungeons and Dragons and Pathfinder.
Actually, I do stream. I used to be streaming Apex occasionally, and I actually stream some of my older games, which obviously the older games don't have the resource usage. But with what I've got, it'll run Apex Legends streaming with zero problems.
Yeah.
So
it's
that's why for
definitely...
me, cloud gaming doesn't make as much sense because I can run all of it like normal.
Yeah, I definitely think
back
it's definitely...
Back when I used to stream Apex Legends, I never had a problem. I don't know if any updates would have changed.
I was trying to use Apex Legends as an example because I knew that was a fast-paced game that a lot of people stream nowadays that, you know, that might, you know,
it uses
somebody
more
might
resource
want
than
to...
PUBG, I believe.
Yeah,
also.
So, you know, trying to think of it on that level and stuff. Game streaming... In terms of actual cloud game streaming services, they're going to make more sense if you haven't got a computer that can run the games, if you've got a laptop, for example, or if, in the case of Stadia, as an example, if you've got a Chromecast and you want to play games quick on your TV without having to fork out $500 or pounds or whatever currency it is for you on a dedicated console. You know, cloud gaming is, you know, it's definitely worth looking at if you haven't got the resources, but if you've got the resources, I don't see the point.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not being funny. Even if I was like, hey, yeah, I'll try GeForce Now, that's cool. I'll get the 3080 one. I'm like, well, that's giving me less resources than my own computer's got. What's the point?
Yeah, because it is very much a good service to offer because not everybody can afford a full-scale gaming rig.
Oh yeah, and I mean for £17, £17.99 or £18 a month, it's a viable option if you want to get your toe into like PC gaming, but you can't afford the full-on setup. Like you might have a couple of monitors, you might have a shitty, I don't know, you've got an old GTX 670 machine running on an old FX 4100 board. I'm just describing my very first PC build when I was starting to stream, actually. But you might be on something like that can't run these games at high enough frame rates or AAA titles at all. Something like GeForce Now is definitely going to be worth the money to get your toe into PC gaming, especially on AAA titles. And aside from that, I don't see the point in it, because if you're serious enough about gaming, the likelihood is you're going to pay the money out and get yourself a decent computer down the road anyway. Running it locally is going to be better than...
Some people piece it out over time, though.
Oh, yeah. It's like Jordan. He's doing it bit by bit. Like, I know the next upgrade he's going to be doing for his machine is going to be a GPU.
Yeah.
Or CPU. If the CPU ends up needing upgrading soon.
Don't even stop mentioning
here to get all the
GPUs.
parts for my computer.
What was that, John?
Don't even stop mentioning about GPUs. That's not even an option right now. Not with the GPU situation, with everything going on.
No, it's slowing down. Yeah. It's slowing down now. All of the prices are normalizing back to how they would be. Like my 3080 Ti. Oh yeah, wait for it. But my 3080 Ti, I went and had a look the other day. I could buy it for about 900 to £1,000. I ended up buying it for about $1,500 because of the GPU shortage.
I think I saw it listed on Nvidia's website for like $1,700 US.
It's
like in the last few days.
1,700? What? For the 3080 Ti?
I think it was a 3080 or a 3090.
I was going to say the 3090 is about $1,500-1,600 base MSRP. Because I'm having a look now. The MSI 3080 Ti, £1,200. The For the Wind 3 edition is $1,300. And that's the For the Wind 3 Ultra Gaming one from EVGA is literally the best card you can get in the 3080 Ti lineup. And I paid like $1,400-1,500 for my GPU that I've got now, so it's the prices are normalizing a lot more now.
Am I on the EU website, because this is showing it to me in pounds?
I don't know. It's weird. But I know the 3090 Ti has definitely thrown something in there. Yeah, the RTX 3080 family starting at £649, with the 3080 Ti starting at £1,049 MSRP. So they're getting hella close to the MSRP now. Well, in the UK, I might add. I don't know so much about in the US, but it's like even the 3090. The Founders Edition is £1,400 MSRP, and I've seen no end that are close to that. Sure, there may be an extra $100.
So I just pulled it up on Newegg. 3090s, and this is just a search for just 3090s as a whole. Lowest price.
Let me get the Founders Edition MSRP so I can compare it.
Well, yeah, you're right. The prices are down, but they're out of stock. Saying on the actual Nvidia.
Oh, don't worry about the Nvidia website. The Nvidia website is bullshit.
I'm gonna say the RTX
Founders
3080,
Edition,
£649.
Nvidia,
out of stock.
2,500 and 3K.
The
Founders Edition. 2,500 for the Founders Edition. Founders Edition FE is $2,900 US dollars.
Is that just the 2090 or is that the 20
website.
Or is that the 2090 Ti?
No, 3090 Ti Founders Edition.
Oh, 3090 Ti, sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
3090 Ti
2,900, 3,000.
So, MSRP for the 3090 Ti is $1,999.
Yeah, we're still at 50% over MSRP.
Yeah, it still looks like it's closer in UK than definitely.
Yeah, because there you go.
Yeah.
Overclockers, a 3080 Twin is in stock for £799.99. So
I couldn't
£800.
even get a 3070 for that price back when the shortage was happening. Like the cheapest 3070 that I could buy was like £900. It's fucking ridiculous, and now everything's all normalizing, which is nice to see.
Finance available for £21 a month.
Ooh.
Tempting.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't go and get parts on fucking credit like that, John.
You say that, but you told me to do that for the graphics card I have now.
But to be fair, that was like £400 that you were putting on credit. You're looking at putting nearly £700 on fucking credit here, bro.
There is a difference.
There is a major difference there.
Here we go. So for a 3070, I'm seeing starting prices at $700 on Newegg.
Let me where's the let me bring up the MSRPs again.
Yeah,
So that was what, a
to-
3070, did you say?
Yeah, 3070.
MSRP
Yeah.
for the 3070 is $499.99 in USD.
Yeah, so we're still... That's at like 75% over.
Yeah, that's
So if it's
fucking
400
ridiculous.
and it's minimum 7.
Anyway, we've gone off on a tangent now. We have gone
But hey,
majorly on a tangent.
It's better than double, which it was for a
Yeah.
while.
Thank you for
The
that,
prices are
dude.
coming down a little bit. That's
Thank you
good
for
news.
that. But yeah.
Jordan with the blinding light on,
Yeah, Jordan's just sat there with, there you go, flashbang.
staring at the light.
but-
Now he's just flashing us.
Can get them retail on Best Buy. Oh, that's fair. On Best Buy, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. We went way off topic there. We were talking about GeForce Now and how it's, but even for the price.
It took us until near the end of the episode to get to derail. Normally we do it all the time.
I am
Yeah, we did
really
a pretty good
proud.
job.
I am really proud. But yeah, it's do you know what? While we've got Dude in chat, actually, Dude, what is your opinion on cloud gaming services?
Oh, look, he's in chat.
What's your opinion on cloud subscription services? We're not just talking about GeForce Now. We're talking about all of them, like Xbox Game Pass, PlayStation Plus, Stadia, Uplay, Ubisoft Plus, etc.
Ubisoft,
Whatever.
EA Experience.
We're not just talking cloud gaming, because cloud gaming, that's sort of a subscription, but it's kind of separate. We're talking like the ones where you rent the video games.
Gaming, though.
Yeah, he said easy topic for GeForce Now. Don't. We all said it sounds cool. He's just like, nah. So
it does. It sounds cool, but the difference is we've all got the hardware, so we don't need to worry about it. That's why he's like, don't.
We have gaming machines, so it's useless to us. People who don't have a gaming machine, it can be useful.
He doesn't like cloud
now,
gaming.
Now, granted, I have never used any of that, so I don't know how well it works. I don't know what latency is going to be like or anything like that.
Latency's pretty good. It's comparable to playing it natively. In my experience playing on GeForce Now or during the beta, and even playing on Xbox Game Pass.
If you're lagging already, and then you do cloud gaming, you're probably going to lag more.
Oh, probably, yeah.
That's just going to be a thing.
We're talking about it as we're talking about
a real PC.
Yeah, get a real PC, but we're sort of talking about like this the first stages, like you wanting to start touching your toes in PC gaming and that, it's a way to get into it, especially if you've just come in. Problems with cloud gaming, latency. Not really. You actually want to look at the latency on, especially with Xbox Game Pass Ultimate and with the Xbox Cloud Gaming service. There is near to zero latency on that.
I do think he's right, though. You do have a higher potential of latency problems with cloud gaming over standard PC.
Oh yeah.
So that could be a big thing that could screw you, especially if your internet provider is potentially not the most stable. It goes out, you lose everything.
Oh, 100%, yeah. It's just more...
So latency could be a potential
potential
about.
issue, but it's not going to be an issue if your internet is stable. Because I've experienced it with Xbox Game Cloud, and also with GeForce Now, and the latency is it's very, very close. Like, it's negligible, depending on obviously network circumstances. But if you're playing like a high-end FPS game, like if you're playing Apex Legends, don't even try it on GeForce Now unless you're just wanting to fuck around, because the input latency there is going to be noticeable on a high-end game. But if you're just playing like a console-based game, or a platformer, or we'll say like Assassin's Creed,
single-player game,
something like that.
Single player.
I mean, no, even playing something like Destiny 2, or I just use that as an example, or just something where it's just like multiplayer, you're just fucking around, and it's just, it's not something that's typically competitive, we'll say. Non-competitive multiplayer.
Okay. Non-competitive. I can see that, but even then, I think
I'd
you'll
say
do
nothing.
better for single.
I'd say nothing that a game requires accurate, precise input, because I could still name single-player games where the latency could still measure up the input latency, like something like a Dark Souls or a Bloodborne, or
I'll just say this:
timing matters.
The input latency.
A casual game is what I'd say. But
I will say this:
that could get difficult, and you need precise input.
If you are used to playing on a console, and you are used to playing that console on a TV, cloud streaming something from Xbox Game Cloud to your PC, to your phone, to your TV, or whatever, it's not going to be that much of a difference, even if you are playing PvP games. It's more going from playing those games on a PC where there's near to zero latency. I'd say near to zero because it's pretty fucking close, we'll say. In comparison to like console gaming, then that's the difference. You wouldn't start competitive playing on a console if you're already on a PC. So you shouldn't do competitive gaming on cloud gaming if you're already on a PC. But if you're coming from console and you do competitive gaming on a console and you're playing on cloud gaming, that is perfectly fine, because the delay, the input latency is at roughly about the same.
I don't mess with consoles, so
God damn it, Gabs.
I don't know.
We brought her out, boys. We did it.
Since Gab's here and Dude hasn't answered the other question, I'll ask this of the both of them, which is, what are your thoughts on the game subscription service like the Xbox
Game Pass, Ubisoft
Game Pass,
Plus,
Ubisoft, the PlayStation 1, the EA one, these game subscription services where you pay a monthly rate, you get access to the game. If you stop paying the rate and you stop the service, you don't have access to the game anymore because you don't actually own a copy. What are your thoughts on those?
And we'll throw that question out to anybody that's also watching on YouTube as well. If you leave a comment in the comment section under the video or whatever after as well.
Yeah, in the video
we'll
or
read them
chat.
all.
We pay attention to this stuff. I've got both chats open right now, so.
Meanwhile, me and Jordan have Restream open. Yeah.
I mean, I have Restream open and both streams.
Oh yeah, same.
I don't have the Restreamer mess with it. I
think this is the most amount of viewers as well that we've ever had on a Twitch live stream as well.
It's close.
What about on YouTube? Only 2. That's fine.
Only 2 at the moment on YouTube.
We
I think the highest we had on YouTube was like 4 or 5.
Yeah, we had 4 the other week.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, Gabs, thoughts on streaming services?
And while we wait for there we go. I mean, I like all the games that come with, but I think the pass is required to play online, I believe, but it's easy access to games, not to mention you can get good discounts. Not necessarily.
With Xbox,
I think Xbox is the only one that gives you the discounts.
With PlayStation as well, like you need the part of the subscription that allows you to play online. Like I think there are some games that that's the reason why you have PlayStation
Apex,
Plus,
Fortnite, etc. The free to play ones don't need it anymore.
That's what I mean. Some like the only reason I have PlayStation Plus is because there was a game that I wanted to play with my friend from work, but the game required the PlayStation Plus part.
That seems to be the same thing across the consoles nowadays anyway. I guess the difference is I guess the difference here is that if you buy like Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, or I don't think it comes in with a console. I think it's only Ultimate. If you buy Ultimate, you get Xbox Live Gold included with the price as well. So
that's only on Ultimate for Xbox.
You know, so
I mean, we get discounts as well, Gabs, on our PC subscriptions. So.
Oh yeah.
Ka-chow.
And we get more, and we get more discounts over on Steam as well. So ka-chow.
Yeah. Also, I hope you're feeling better, Ed.
Oh, Gab says she hopes you're feeling better.
Yeah, I am. Believe me, I'm actually able to sit in the chair for more than 20 minutes at a time.
Honestly, I'm surprised that I've been able to sit here as long as I have been as well.
You're not sitting, you're lounging. There's a difference.
Well, lounging then, you know what I mean.
Ka-chow. Like I know since we briefly touched on it, since you said we were going to just mentally touch on it, even though it's not specifically this subscription we're talking about. One of the two things I do like about Humble Bundle is one, the longer you stay subscribed, the more discount you get in their store for it, because they have a store where you can buy games at a most likely discounted price, even without the subscription, instead of buying it elsewhere. But the longer you stay subscribed to them, the more discount you get. And I've only seen this on Humble Bundle, so I don't know if any others do it. But as far as I know, it's just.
I think more services should do that.
Yeah, for this one, if you don't want the games, because you can see the games that are coming for the next month's subscription. So if you don't want any of those games, you can skip paying that month. You don't have to cancel. You can just skip that payment.
Yeah.
Which is, like I said, as far as I know,
they changed the bundles as well.
I think that's rather unique to Humble Bundle.
I know they changed the bundles recently as well, didn't they? So they changed it to, is it Humble Bundle Choice now, where they give you a load of games?
It's been like that for a while, yeah. I mean, you get them all now. They changed it. They keep changing it. Like when I first signed up to it, it was you paid this and you get all the games. You get all 12. I think it is all 12 games. And then they changed it, and there was 12 games, but you could only get 10. And then they changed it again back to you can get all 12. I don't know what the change was. Like maybe it was again. I don't know if that's a perk of how long I was subscribed for. So I don't know where someone would have to look into that. But
it's possible.
From my knowledge, they kept changing it. They went from all the games to then you had to pick 10 out of 12, and then back to 12. Like I said, maybe that was because of how long I've been subscribed to them for, because I've been subscribed to them.
It might have been, or it might have been that they realized that a lot of people were just not. They just cancelled a load of it because of it.
That's what I think.
I'm going to have a quick look now. Actually, Humble Bundle.
It could be a perk, but as far as I know, I think I would say it's more people weren't happy with that choice, so they reverted it back. But those are the two things I like. You get more of a discount along you subscribe for, and you can skip a month if you want to. You don't have to cancel. So if you don't want any of the games on their month on this month's bundle, you can just skip that payment. You don't have to cancel it and then resub. You can just.
Damn it! I wish I had the money for this month's. I see that they've got Planet Zoo, Battle for Bikini Bottom, Rehydrated, and Command and Conquer on there.
That's also a good thing that they show you. That's why I like it, that they show you before it comes out, so you can see. Like, so you could sign up for this one time and then stop it because you want those games and you don't want to pay the 60 plus quid that it would take to get those 2 free whatever games out of the 10. They show you beforehand.
Yeah, they tell you what it is.
This is something that I do like, actually. Sorry, Redneck. This is something that I actually like, because I've just seen it on the website. Get rewarded for being a member, okay? This is something that I think everyone should do, because Jordan was saying it. Okay? The longer you stay an active choice member, the more rewards you'll unlock. Just like what Jordan was saying, you can save as much as 20% off a Humble Store purchase. Or you can give your discount to charity.
Yeah, that's something I forgot.
Yeah,
you can choose how much money goes to the company and how much goes to like the charity.
Like, I like that. More companies should do that.
Really good group. I've liked them for a while. I've bought stuff from them. I'm not subscribed to them because I had to cut back on pretty much every subscription. So, but no, they're a subscription service for actually getting copies of games that I really like. In fact, I think actually most of the stuff I bought from them wasn't actually game stuff. They've had other stuff that they've done that was just good. I bought some of my tabletop gaming books. I actually got off Humble Bundle because they ran like, here's a bundle of like 10 game books for $10. I'm like, sold.
Yeah. I just looking at it, I can't see much about the way that it changed. It just says get a monthly mix of PC games yours to own forever. It doesn't say anything about how it used to be, so I think they definitely change that.
I think it was because people didn't like it. That's what I think.
It does say that with the subscription though, you get access to the Humble Games collection, whatever that is.
Yeah, they have. I think I don't know if this is it, but they also have. If you sign up to it, they have like what's called the Humble Trove, which is then has a whole list of games that you can just download as well. So it's again, you don't
from what it
games
says
that you
here,
get for free that you can download whenever you want to.
Yeah, so it says here. The Humble Games Collection. Explore a curated, ever-expanding library of great games, all available in the Humble app while you're a Humble Choice member. You get exclusive Humble Choice member benefits, you access a growing library of Humble games with more added monthly, and you can download 50 Get-Plus games DRM-free indies. So the prime thing is that it's indie games. It's not like AAA titles that you're going to get.
Oh, no, it's nothing big. But again, you can find games that you didn't think you would like through this, like I have.
Yeah, and you can get... One of the things I will say about Humble Bundle that I really like about them is you can get more than just the games.
Yeah.
They have a lot of offerings just as a whole.
Yeah.
Like, even though it, like we were saying earlier, even though it doesn't match the definition that we were giving earlier of, a game subscription service, I still think it's worth mentioning it because it is a really good alternative, especially when you own the games outright after you've done the subscription. So obviously, with it being a completely different kind of subscription that we're talking about, it is still a subscription nonetheless, and it should still be one that could be considered, especially if you're a PC gamer.
Yep, definitely.
Dude, I'm going to ask you very politely, let's not talk about fucking scams with Amazon Prime, thank you. I know he's going to tell me to go fuck myself, and I don't care. He wanted nothing to do with TekTox, so you can fucking listen to us or get fucked.
I actually looked away from chat because I was looking at Humble Bundle, so I got to catch up.
But yeah, it's game subscription services. They're awesome, especially for the value of money. Especially like Redneck was saying earlier about game hopping and things like that. If you're prone to game hopping, or like me and Jordan and Redneck, you're a streamer and you typically game hop a lot and play different games on stream. It makes a lot of sense. But if you're playing a single game and that's the only reason why you've bought the subscription, it's not worth it. Like this is one of the reasons. This is one of the reasons why even on my stream I had a donation goal for Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which I've since hit. And I was considering getting Ubisoft Plus, but the only reason why I would get Ubisoft Plus is because it gives me access to all the other games. Like I want to play Far Cry 6 at some point. I want to go back and I want to give Ghost Recon Breakpoint a go. I want to give all those different games a go that are in the library as well, and play some of the games that are on there, like Rayman as well. Rayman's on the Ubisoft store. That's available on Ubisoft Plus. I'd love to play those, and like I was considering buying it, but considering that at the moment the only reason that I would get it would be to start playing Valhalla on streams.
Makes sense. But that comes back to the point I referenced before. Like, if you're game hopping or you're going to play it for a short bit, financially, it makes more sense to just get the service, because you can spend $10. You're going to play it for a week or two, and then you'll probably never play it again. So $10 or pay like $60 for the full game. So if you're only doing something like that, then it makes more sense financially. Just pure money. That's my view of it. It's just on a straight monetary basis. Try to look at it from like the logic perspective of like $10. Gonna only play it for 2 weeks. $60. Gonna play it for 2 weeks. Which has better value to you in the long term?
Yeah, exactly. Right. Let's we'll end the episode in a moment, and then I guess we can go into a little bit of a Textra Talks, maybe a little mini Textra Talks while Dude and Gabs is here. I don't know. depending on if you guys are feeling up to it. But let's do a little
Recap.
not just a recap. We forgot the
not
midpoint.
sponsor.
Yeah, I was gonna say we I heard that, Jordan. Yes, we missed our midpoint of the episode. We need our sponsor, not sponsors, boys.
Okay.
So we'll start with APOC. APOC, what's your what is your sponsor, not sponsor this week?
Totally wicked vape juice. They do some good juices.
Okay, nice.
Like that one is refreshing love, and right now I have apple and cinnamon. Which is
Oh no,
quite-
Gabs,
quite-
this isn't
quite-
the midpoint.
quite
This is the
citrusy.
ending of the main episode. We just missed the midpoint to actually do the sponsor, not sponsors.
Yeah, we missed the point we were normally doing because we just kept going and going, and then we're like, oh yeah, hey, wait a minute.
Redneck, what is your sponsor, not sponsor?
Oh
And no medication cannot be used as a sponsor or not sponsor in this
no,
segment.
I'm not gonna go there. I was gonna say charade for when you need a pocket knife that actually holds an edge, but you don't want to spend a whole lot of money for it. Cheap knife that actually works well.
Nice. Gab
Yes.
says,
And I
what
say
about the
cheap
cat?
Because this thing
Oh
costs me
yeah,
like
where's your
black
cat
bucks,
ears? Where's your cat ears?
I've been
in the
wondering,
box.
I spent good money on those, and he doesn't wear them anymore.
They're in the box, he says.
Yeah.
No, I've got them. I put them in the box to protect them, so I didn't lose them. Also, so they don't get damaged.
That is
Trust me.
completely
No,
fair.
I put them on for certain things. I actually wore them at work the other day and got a lot of laughs.
And my sponsor, not sponsor, I can't show it on the camera, but Mountain Dew. That's it, just Mountain Dew. Get that good old Mountain Dew.
For
There
when
you
you
go.
need to do those mountains.
Now,
Yeah.
I have to ask. Which Mountain Dew? The soda?
We only
Or are
have
you
original.
referencing the shine?
Oh, the soda. Obviously, the soda.
Okay, I'm just checking. Because, I've been told both are very good.
Dude,
Especially
same
when
code,
mixed.
right? Yeah. Mountain Dew. Whenever you Mount Dew. Yeah, exactly. MD code Red Boys. And I'll be honest. We don't
Original
get the
Gamer
different. We
Fuel.
don't get the different Mountain Dews over here. I don't know if Jordan can say
Really?
the same thing. No, as far as I'm aware,
that's
we
what I said.
only
We only
get
have
the
original.
original
We only have
Citrus
Mountain
Blast
Dew.
one over
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, I tried. I think watermelon was it, Gals? When we were there, we tried the watermelon one, and that one was nice. But yeah, America's a lot of different flavors of Mountain Dew and Monster that we don't have here.
I'm kind of surprised y'all actually don't have it.
To be fair, it took
Yeah.
ages. It took ages for Mountain Dew to actually be appearing on the shelves in the UK. I'm not even gonna lie.
That's probably for y'all's probably health department probably was like, this thing has extreme amounts of sugar, caffeine,
Absolutely.
all of this.
I mean, this 500 milliliter bottle of that I've got has got 33 grams of sugar in it. I don't know what that purports to you, but apparently that's 37% of my adult take. My
it's a
adult
lot. It's
intake.
higher than standard. It's I think it's still one of the highest sugar contents of a standard soda.
The sugar keeps me alive. Right, we're gonna end the episode there because I think
13% sugar.
we've spoken everything that we can about.
Yeah, I think we've kind of covered the topic as in depth as we can.
If you'd like to join us for TekTox, it's only going to be short. We'll be over on Twitch.
Yes, Gabs, as you saw.
Primarily.
Yes, we have Dr. Pepper.
But yeah, we'll be over on Twitch doing TekTox if you want to come join us. We're going to chat the shit, do whatever. But until then, thank you very much for listening, watching, and whatever with this episode about game subscription services. We quickly detailed what a game subscription service is by definition of what we were wanting to talk about today. We also discussed the benefits of each. I don't think we really had the cons so much, but we did touch on the cons, the major cons right towards the end when Dude BDR came in. So thank you for that, dude. We spoke about our opinions and what we thought and what subscription services we may subscribe to as well in the future. That's all about it from us anyway. It's a goodbye from me, DJ Costin, twitch.tv/DJ Costin. the brain over to you guys.
Bye from me, Apocalyptic. Twitch.tv/Apocalyptic with a 0.
And I'm Redneck Alcatraz /Redneck Alcatraz. You can find me on Twitch, YouTube, but without the dash in there. So yeah, thank you for watching. See y'all next time.
Yeah, in about 2 weeks with whatever topic we pick. Bye.
Yeah, with whatever's next.
Bye.
Bye.